Hello there everyone, this is iMark3 and welcome back to... Ooh. What are you complaining about? No oxygen. Ooh. That's no good. No, total supply 1 and 2. You should be fine. So I don't know what you're complaining about. Oh, it's because you're only partly built. Never mind. Yes. Hello everyone, it's iMark3. Welcome back to a place where we totally have oxygen. This is not oxygen not included. I keep having to play that game again. So many games, not enough time. Yeah, welcome back to Surviving the Abyss, where oxygen is usually included, except for the times when it is not included. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, that's fair to say. Actually, the oxygen supply is pretty darn good in general. Yeah. Anyway, we are starting with a slight oddity though, which is that there aren't really any comments from last time. The cool thing showed up, the thing that I knew was going to turn up. It was also the last of my prior knowledge from previous play. So yeah, that's it. I don't know what's in the game from here on out, so don't know. But the long outstretched hand reaching for a friend, which was several times larger than a human just with the hand structure, and then there's the tentacle mass above it, and yeah, I guess I should have mentioned this game has a few elements of, I think, cosmic / body horror? Well, less cosmic, mainly body, because it's like melted flesh and stuff. Yeah, a bit of body horror there, which I could have forewarned about, but there was a hint of it in the log about finding remains with traces of human genetic material in the wreckage of the original Alpha 1's exploration submarine, so you know that's something. I have also, I think, actually this one's uncommon -15 mutation. This one's -10%. I don't want to get another scientist one, so I think I will scrap this one, actually. Destroy, yes. So, I did actually catch up with Clint over Discord between last episode and this one, and basically he said, yeah, when that thing turned up, he wasn't quite sure what to put in a comment, so that's why there's not been a comment directly from him this time around. But we're going to push on. We've got things to do. We are going to be exploring. You just saw me unlock the molecular lab, and that's because, well, things are going to happen. Ooh. That's big and shiny, isn't it? Yep, bigger version of that. How's it compared to the... yeah, it's definitely its own distinctive thing. Nice, nice. I was wondering if it was like the same building design, but the game hasn't been lazy in that respect. Every building has had its own design. There are similarities with stuff that's kind of similar. But I'll get this one plugged in over here, I think. There we go. And this will be our first molecular harvester, giving a big bump in high quality meals, but it will take a big bump in power to do so. And so I must actually go ahead and get some of that sorted out. Actually, because this is going to be a work site, and there is another work site nearby, maybe I should start converting this, because I need stuff. While we are doing research and stuff as well, which I was actually going to do that first. Yeah. Focus, iMark3, focus. The plan today is, as I said, go into the dark glows and check out the lab and stuff like that. So, going to check out you. I've scanned everything nearby, so I've torn down the sonar tower. But we also have another situation of my own making to deal with as well. On the plus side, we're going to have a population explosion, we're going to have plenty of scientists, plenty of engineers. That 50-50 cloning split before was complete and utter bogus, but yeah. On the negative side, we're going to have a massive population explosion, we're going to need infrastructure, we're going to need buildings of all kinds, we're going to need power and oxygen and housing. Our housing can only can't even do half of what we're projected to top out at with our current cloning cycles. This is, by the way, with one cloning lab still firmly offline. It's just running 3 of them. I'm considering suspending the one that's producing gemless clones, so it just makes specialists, but that in itself is going to cause an issue in terms of my quantity of high quality food. And that's why I was over here getting that set up, so that this thing can actually produce more high quality. And I will tear out these ones over here, thinking that one that's only just being built, poor guy, being built to be scrapped again. I'll tear that one out and we'll see how we do, because I am suspicious that poor nutrition that I touched on last time is still in the game, because it does mention that high quality clones require sufficient sustenance in the form of high quality meals. So I fully expect that to be an issue. But we have got plenty in store though, so I am bracing for the coming storm more than anything. In more ways than one. I'm also planning to map out like all the coal production, steel production. I need all my steel and quartz gas going full tilt. There's some iron deposits over here that I've not tapped. But yeah, that's my immediate plan. I'm going to go mine things up, and I was going to put all the habitation around here. This is where the hospital is. I'm not going to build another hospital by the by, because I don't exactly need it. But I think I'll put half of my habitation in the other kelp zone we've got. Yeah, got to play into that whole this base is a massive sprawl situation, you know? At least that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it, okay? You know, maybe we need a proper name for this guy. Frank? Fred? Billy? I don't know. But once again, he's targeted a marine stabilizer, though. Repair that, please. Yeah. Just been trying to get my base on catch-up, really. Let's see, you are... Well, you weren't in use, and you're a common, so actually this one's not technically doing anything, I don't think. Something was slightly off with the numbers in the cloning labs as well, so it's like I actually went back in there and I had to rejig them a little bit. Nothing major to report, it's just that I now have all 4 clone labs running, and we should be hitting about the target population that I was expecting in the 3 previously. That's idle, that one, so it doesn't really matter too much. Apart from the person we lost. Yeah. So it's trying to get numbers up, really, to get more things operational. Taliban 150, total oxygen production is 139, so I'm having to play keep up with the oxygen generation, but that's because I've got this massive batch of housing down here, which is not really doing things, and people keep getting unassigned from my air supply system, as you can tell. So yeah, the whole everything is max priority thing is, I think, biting me a little bit. Especially with these guys, they only need 1 engineer each, but if I lose them, then that's like an entire air production facility that goes offline. So it's not the greatest. Though I am also trying to phase out the original versions, these guys, as well. Just so that I'm running purely on advanced ones, which I've now actually researched the maximum upgrade for, and I have also researched the tech, which means that exhaust deposits extract at 50% rather than 25%, so that I can get more materials flowing. But I am still... well, I'm almost at the point where I'm going to explore properly in the deep glows as my population becomes more stable. And yeah, I've tore down the protein extraction thing over here, rebuilt the trap, because I didn't really notice that's a trap that's actually used in my cloning. And I've rebuilt it over here on one that I was not using, so the molecular labs now are all over at the northeastern edge of the colony. Oh, these long spindly paths. Ooh. I think you guys are all operational, aren't you? This one is still being built, but it's about to become operational. There it is, and that's online, yes. Okay, good. 153 out of 151, and for some reason that house over there is complaining. Don't know why. I think I might be running into some kind of limitation about this game not quite liking everything being on the same grid. Because I keep getting these odd little blips of buildings suffocating due to lack of oxygen, even though the grid itself is saying that there should be enough supplies for everything I'm currently running. So maybe that's one drawback of the mega base. I have only got 2 grids though, or I should have only have 2 grids. Grid A, Grid B, and Grid C and D. I don't know where Grid C is. Grid A or Grid B are actually down this way. You're on Grid D as well. Yeah, because I'm actually starting to build this out here ready for full operation. In fact, we've got a dock in the darkness, lit in red, very, very friendly. And I've got a garden dome ready. I've also mined out everything within range, because the lights in this area, well, these subjects aren't going home, they're just sitting out in the darkness doing whatever they want to do. I've not really built in this area, because these lights, even with UV mode, are smaller in radius than the regular lights. Slight problem. But let's go ahead and fire this thing up. So, assign crew to repair. Activate the building. And I'll give you an engineer as well, because we've actually got a decent number of engineers going on at the moment. Pull you out of it. That means... Hi. Yeah, if I think there's... People don't stay where I assign them. That's another limitation I've noticed as well. Other sailors don't. I don't need you. Shut you down completely. I don't need the one that got broken, actually, so I can shut that one down as well. And yeah, just check and make sure there's not any people I can just free up randomly, because I'm still finding odds and ends where I just need people. Oh dear. And this building's still complaining about lack of oxygen. Don't know why. Anyway, progress. We have progress. As the crew begin to cautiously investigate the facility, the nature of the research becomes apparent. Sophisticated genetic research far beyond the scope of any publicly acknowledged science. The crew believe the lab equipment, though corroded, can be restored to functionality. Okay. So old corroded, but it's we're down here in the dark in the genetics lab, and this thing is, they think they can get this thing functional again? Well, the suspicious thing about this is the first time I'm pausing so we can have a proper look at it. It looks like a massive tank which has been breached, and then we've got that thing floating around out there. So it's like, why were they working on a sample like this big? Maybe some kind of ocean-based Leviathan to act as a force in war or something? Because this is, mind you, this is like, that's how big a person is, and that's how big this containment tank is. So it's like, what were they trying to do with this? That I'm not, I don't know. I don't really know. I think I've glimpsed this model. Like, I've seen this lab before, but I remember I stopped before, short of trying to fix it or repair it. So, as I said, exactly what this is going to say to me, I don't know. Now, something else we should do is, since we're getting in an okay position, down here, 2 gemlists, 1 scientist, 7 coal. A molten core seeps out here, and the fauna must adapt to the extreme heat to survive. Okay. I pull off the basic oxygen generator. A couple of gem lists. I'll give you a scientist, I guess. Actually, did I just mess up and assign someone who's about to die onto that? Because that's probably a bad idea. Pull some people out of the basic research labs, because there are spare crew, research-wise. Got too many scientists, honestly. there we go. It's active again. I mean, I had it on its own separate network just in case, but it's like... anomalous sample available. Research sample at the abandoned lab. Ooh. Oh, so we're taking the sample from Alpha 1, I'm guessing. Add sample, sample not found, sample not found. There's 3 other samples out there? Okay. Yeah, sample X. The thing I've been using in my scientist clones, for better or worse, is actually something that it now wants me to use over here. Maybe I shouldn't have just started injecting sample X into my people. But then again, if I didn't do that, what kind of scientist would I be? Wow, yeah. Well, I'm going to need some kind of scientist's clone sample to operate my normal lab then. For an engineer type. I think it's going to have to be a grey whale that I wind up activating. Yeah. Which means this one I shut down. I'm going to have to reactivate. And you will be using... Well, actually, you're in it. No, you're the wrong one. Should be back then. No. You. Yes, it was you. Right. Uncommon baits. That was uncommon. You. I still have no idea where the spider crab samples come from, by the way. I feel like it might... Since sample X is apparently just a generic thing the game gives me, I'm guessing that that spider crab is also just a generic sample I have access to. From who knows where. But I'll feed this new moray eel into this one. And then just give me 13%, 15%. That should be good enough to keep the scientist sample going. I think science is well up in this one. It did. Okay, so everything but sample X. Ah, actually we didn't need it. Though actually, this will add massive longevity to the thing. Risk of sickly, risk of gluttonous. Both of those I don't really care too much about, actually, so... That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Not as good as it used to be with sample X. But sample X was also about 15, so yeah. The cloning numbers seem to have shifted since last episode. And I'm not entirely sure why. But I feel like the game might be struggling a little bit. Though I said, I've actually got 2 labs running gemless clones just to get the numbers sorted out. And so far we're okay. Now, another sample is available for research. Sample X, rather than field testing it in our people, we are now going to feed it into this giant container, which I'm sure will be no problem at all. Anyway. It's also... I've not actually done the anomalies actually around here yet, and I need to do that as well. Points of interest, please. I have got some. There's the exploration submarine heading towards the volcanic area. Toxic carcass, giant coral, a sunken missile cruiser. Yeah, let's get some of these in motion.
Thanks to the diligent efforts of our engineers and scientists, the lab has been restored and is fully operational once more. Our crew's examination of the equipment has uncovered new research opportunities, now accessible in the tech tree.
Ah.
Confident that further study will lead to more technological advancements, our research team is requesting the use of anomalous samples.
Okay, so I think we just had another thing of these things popping out of order. Or rather, maybe I jumped the gun just throwing it in there. Lifetime module, potency module, and another type I didn't... Okay, so we're down here doing all this super secret, super advanced cloning research and development, right? And yet, apparently there was a group before us that was not only around before us, but also had some advances that we could have done with, given the equipment we've found over there. It said in... Yeah, that'll be research genetics, won't it? New stuff it said had turned up. Yeah, here we go. Some new modules. Increased lifespan for clones by 50%. Requires an unknown material. Increased potency of engineering samples, and increased potency of all scientist samples further. Notice they aren't prerequisites. These are actually separate unlocks available. So you don't have to have these ones before you get these ones, because there's no actual link between them. Well, makes sense. I mean, there was 2 generalist ones, so there's 2 scientists, 2 engineer. The lifespan module, there was a spare slot on the things, but we never actually had the 3rd module, so that's module number 3 right there. Though we still don't know the material. That's probably going to be impact analyzers for getting lead. So it's probably going to be lead. Wait, clones have a longer lifespan if you feed them lead supplements. Well, you heard them, boys. You want the science to work properly, break out the guns. Yes, that's totally how science works. And the potency ones don't really hurt, but we do have 2 max potency cycles running for those at the moment, so not essential, that. Wait, wasn't that something? It's just standard research lab. I'm saving up for that, but I haven't got it. Actually, that's a question. What does this one count as? Is this one doing anything by itself? Oh, yeah. The new city, built out. Still with an oxygen warning for unknown reasons. Don't know why. It should have enough oxygen on the grid, but it's still not sure. This thing is... yeah, it's still taking away on that. It's not really doing anything else. Okay. Yeah, it does seem to deliberately pay this out. To begin research at the restored lab, a genetic sample of anomaly must be required. Once assigned, crew must remain stationed at the restored lab until research is completed. So until completed, that means that I mustn't allow them to be pulled out or anything like that, I guess. I was kind of wondering if it's going to like appear inside the tube or something as we go along, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. It's also worth noting, though, we should be... there it is, heating up. Pop down to here. This is the new thing. We've got ourselves a common 28% engineer Atlantic torpedo ray. Okay. Another common engineer and an aluminium deposit right from the word go down here. Ooh. This area's going to be a bit of a crazy one, isn't it? Well, let's go ahead and actually get some things set up then, because, you know, we do need to get everything operational. Get construction down here, get supplies out here. It's also worth noting, by the way, that this area is way, way, way outside our existing grid. So don't expect this one to be connected anytime soon. Let's pop down 4 because I like to have 4, and more parking never hurts anyone. Cue a scene of a massive multi-story car park being demolished and massive dust clouds and destruction and all that good stuff. No. Just gonna keep on sorting this area out. Let's put some here, I guess. I kind of wish it kept the stockpiles going. It's put those in the middle of it. I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, and we'll find out what's out here. I mean, there's a deposit and a lead ore deposit out there already. So we just have to wait and see. Also, I do want to get oil tech as well, but I'm not actually gearing up heavily in research, since research is the backup occupation for my clones. Okay, a bit of science. The toxic carcass. can't actually tell what it's a carcass of, except that there are it's is that some kind of octopus? Whatever it's got, it's got long dangly bits at the bottom. Maybe it's an infinite form. There was something strange lying still on the ocean floor. It looks like it's been there a while. Nothing is going near it. Find out what it is. Investigate for genetic material. Sure. We're all about the cloning. Discover a toxic carcass. An abundant habitat has been found. Thank you. What? Pioneer. So, cloning from a toxic carcass rotting in the ocean floor is giving us a pioneer potency. That is... I have never seen that before. I honestly thought engineers and scientists were as high as the clones have gotten. That's a new one. Top that is common as well, so this deposit's like something that won't ever be used up. The further question, where else I can get pioneers from? Because like there must be more pioneer samples available. Otherwise, this being the only potential source of pioneers would be like... it wouldn't be in the game, or it wouldn't be meaningful. If it's not meaningful, then why is it here? You know? So, apart from the fact that I have no idea what that's about, yeah, I have no idea what that's about. That's basically sums the entire situation up. Okay, and what do we got here? We got, there's the aluminium deposits, there was... oh, we've actually got some sulfur vents going on. We've got a further deposit out here, which is an uncommon scientist, 33%. This area's got massive deposits and things, hasn't it? Must do. Also got a new thing. Establish new outposts in an area with elevated water temperatures to avoid building damage from overheating. We need to build adequate cooling units. Acknowledged. Okay, cooling. Cooling. There was a tech around somewhere. Not entirely sure where though. We've still not got... Ooh, I can use... no, I've already got that. Why am I on about? I've not used my oil tech at all, because I've not actually hit those deposits yet. There it is, aqua cooling. Intake vast quantities of water to be chilled and circulate through the area it is effective in. Okay, so this entire area needs to be protected to avoid buildings getting damaged. Thankfully, it's actually a really big area it works in. Though, another question is, does this actually work with fauna traps? Will fauna traps be vulnerable? Well, we won't know until we build them. So let's go ahead and build them. Oh, that answers that question. It doesn't have to be a manned building. It seems like, well, that one is a power user. So it's damage due to overheat. The question is still if a fauna trap needs it. I mean, we do have one in the testing zone, or will the docks need it repairs as well? Will the outposts get damaged too? I don't know. I'm going to leave it for a little bit longer while all my construction subs are busy building mines and things, and then we'll find out. And yeah, crew member risk of becoming sick, that is entirely because we've got the low chance of having scientists come out sickly. So, maybe these new samples will fix that. But I am seriously thinking about getting a new cloning line running just for engineers. Do we have a... we have a... yes. In the deep ocean, the brine pools are silent predators. Okay, right. Extract genetic information, please. Thank you. We've got a new habitat. Oh, what are you? A pelagic stingray. Minus 10% chance of mutation. 28% scientist. Speak of it and ye shall receive. This is a scientist genome which is... quite decent and also has negative mutation risk, so worth looking into. There should be another submarine active in this area as well. Depends on where the other exploration sub is. Oh, it's just on its way. So yeah, these guys are checking the stuff out around here. I actually realised half of my power plants were set to not have a engineer in them, so I kicked them online and now got over nearly 100 spare power at the moment. So I'm going to build pylons out here to get everything mapped out and usable. But yeah, that's the next one. Sunken missile cruiser. It claims I don't see a cruiser. One serious piece of military hardware, but doesn't appear to be one of ours. Salvage could be possible, but it's going to be a little tricky. It's impossible to tell how stable the structure is. Maybe if we're lucky. I wonder where it was heading, or for what purpose. I'm guessing it was sent here to try and cover up whatever the lab nearby was doing. Attempt to extract. Useful data. Got 70 steel, and it said data, but I didn't see a pop of research going up to my research total. Ah well. That is one more known anomaly out in this area to deal with. Okay, so a couple of interesting bits going on here. Also known as the game is seems to be getting slightly more stable as we're going on. First off, the fallen tracks don't seem to be melting, but this sonar tower slowly is, so I need to repair it because I can't use the more advanced scans before, well, while it's damaged. So to actually scan this area, I need to have this thing functional. This thing actually requires an engineer, so I will build a new cloning lab and just to get another run of engineers tissue going, because I need more engineers. Lots of my more advanced buildings require engineers versus generalists, so maybe I'll just repurpose one of the generalist lines into a full-bore engineering line. There is that thing that's popped over there, but I think that's just because an expedition has done something. But the thing that this has been able to do, it's been able to pulse a biome beacon. The rest of it's locked down, but the biome beacon works, and that has returned a ping saying anomalous up here in the northeastern quadrant of the map. Unnatural area with strange growth emerging from some type of organic matter. Actually requires the new type we saw, the Pioneer clone, and 2 generalists. So we do need to get ourselves pioneers before we can head out into that last area up there. Well, I say last. I don't know. There's still a quarter of the map up here that's not doing anything. There's an entire stretch over here that's not doing much. There's a stretch over here not doing much. There's space where this could have been... spaces where more biomes could have been. But I actually did some brute force exploration back when I last played. This is, again, several years ago, before the start of recording of this particular run. And there weren't any biomes outside the areas, even though I stretched several pools away. I didn't stumble on any of the biomes doing that. So, is this map the same? Is this map different? I don't know. But the fact that there's an achievement for getting that ultra rare fauna sample we're using one of our generalist lines indicates that there are some common features at the very least, but I feel like it might be a very similar map, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. I really don't know, because I've not booted multiple games to check this stuff. This game has just been this Let's Play run has been just me on this game. I've not actually been on any other files or anything. It's just all my time with the game is in this particular one. Anyway, let's see. Found a geographical anomaly, a vast trench plunging deep into the ocean floor. We found the Marianas Trench. That's an anomaly? Well, no. It does say there's something odd there, but apparently it's a trench. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I am starting to build stuff up out this way, just to get that thing. So they are queued up. I'm also watching my air quality and air pressure and stuff because I'm building a lot of extractors too. But yeah, I should go and actually get. I'll go and get some more engineers cooking. Actually, let's get my samples lined up and rolling. Oh, the geological anomaly is actually something down in the volcanic area. So this is where the trench is. It's classed as tech, and it wants scientists. Okay, I just want to get this coral sorted out, actually. Again, someone's on a coal extractor. I've been locking the coal extractor slots so that they don't have people sent to them, but somehow people are still finding their ways in. I'm not entirely sure how. I have now found out how. Apparently the new coal extractors, I completely forgot to build automation on them. Whoops. Mind you, I think it's only the one new one that's gone up as well. Yes, it's only the new one. So that's how I got people. But yeah, also I did spot when I flew past a moment ago that it's at 99%, so this is now at 100%. Yeah, I heard something going off in the background there. Also, the game seems to be stuttering a bit. Okay. Unknown. At this power pole. Okay. For a lactose reactive biome must be filled with UV. Okay. I thought I'd already had that pop up, but apparently not. Where was the UV system again? Oh yeah, under exploration, wasn't it? There it is. So yeah, I was building these things and then I forgot to actually fit them for UV. My first look at the air cooling, it looks like it's actually doing massive scoops to suck in the seawater from around it. And then it's using that as the medium to pump around and provide cooling for nearby structures, I guess. I think it's forcing some current flow through internal ducting. That's the only reason I can think of for that to be working, considering its design about how it shapes and all that. Also got another thing. Well noticed here. Instruments now protected from overheating. It's time to initiate another long-range scan. Okay, so I get the feeling maybe I shouldn't have been able to pulse that biome scan before having the area actually properly cooled. Now the problem is cooling actually requires all the power this outpost provides, so I have to have a new power grid down here, and that's going to be yeah, giant coal. Giant coal stretched out. Unknown environmental factors. Yeah, we're familiar with this one. 60 science points popped up there. Thanking you. One building's damaged, 10 mining subs idle. It's all well and good. We are swimming. Okay. There's still a whole bunch of unknown techs that I think are out there. And the ability to build some more outposts. Well, the thing is, outposts are actually very expensive for their output, which is 4 power, 4 oxygen. I guess the premium price is that they can be built out in the dark. Because if it can only be built in the light, then there wouldn't be much point, would there? Or maybe the point is that it's meant to be like a self-contained thing you put out in an area marked by a flare or something. I don't really know. But I want to spend my points on other things. So, I could get science and things, but honestly, base function is still a priority, so I'll actually dig into oil extractors. Okay, get an oil drill. An oil well is completely free. Provides access to crude oil from any location where an oil drill has discovered oil. Oh. Place more than one drill in an oil field to reveal where the highest quantities of oil can be harvested from. So we have to do exploratory. Well, one of the common things in the oil industry is like seismic mapping. They use explosives, and then from various points they use high sensitivity sensors to measure the bounce of the explosive percussion from its travel through the materials below the ground. And that's part of how they map things below the Earth's surface. It's just like, if it speeds up or slows down at this point, it's refracting this much from this area. It's like, that indicates changes in the material that the actual percussive sound wave, well, shock wave, really, is going through. And that's how they try to map out what's where underground. They just need, like, at least 3 points of reference for triangulation. But this thing says 2. Which will go, but that's the oil well. I'll actually do that. Oil refinery. Attach it to an oil well to create usable fuel from crude oil. Okay. An oil generator. Consume oil to put out power. 1 scientist, 2 engineers. Ooh, lots of engineers. 24 air quality for 75 power. And I'll get the efficiency upgrade as well while I'm at it because I've got the tech. 24 efficiency for 75 power. $24.75. Well, this is 10 for 32. 20 for 64. That is still more power output compared to quality, though it does require a scientist and engineer versus 2 generalists. So yeah, this was again indicating I should kind of dive hard into engineering, get more engineers active. Anyway, now that I've stopped distracting myself, let's actually start doing that. While this area is still trying to sort itself out a little bit. That's a coal extraction point. This is still all being built up. Billy boy, you are going after one of my power plants. This is kind of why I wanted to get UV spread around the place, but I've just not had the power reserves to readily commit to it. But yeah, that's a power plant that's gone down, and that's 3 people dead. So yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that. And yeah, we'll finally get that on there. But that's now caused rolling blackouts heading around the rest of the place. It's shut up. Yeah, it's caused some problems. I think I've got, let's shut down some of these. We got blast extractors around that are struggling. But losing a power plant, that was nasty. Part of me is I'm trying to get oil up, honestly, but it's like, yeah, I need more power. Even 100 almost power before the last cut or so was like, it's still, it gets eaten up super fast in this game. Let's see, well, you're like, we do have excess oxygen demand. Let's shut one of you guys down. There's another power plant about to come online. So, yeah, we should be able to bounce back out of this power shortage. Oh, 3 destroyed buildings. I'm guessing some stuff over in the Dark Glows is getting completely mucked up due to the fact that they are unprotected. You're wrecked, yes. Yep. You've just been wrecked over there. Yeah. Without the UV lights protecting stuff in the deep glows, old Billy Boy gets very, very angry and starts to break a lot of stuff. Very, very repeatedly. Worse still, I think that's he goes after active fauna traps, so that's probably knocked out my new cloning sequence. Or a cloning sequence. Are you guys all running okay? Oh no, you are all running okay. Okay, so it's only if things get shut down that they get interrupted. But yeah, this is I replaced my second gemless line with this one. It's got 60% chance of an engineer, 20% chance of getting a pioneer out of it, and then gemless for the other one, and then that's just going to tick along. It's like lifespan 34 days, so pretty decent. There's probably an achievement for getting a massive lifespan on a clone, but that'll mean jamming a lot of really good genomes into a thing way past its required success rate, to the point where it's like, it'd be basically waste. Well, is it a waste if the clones just live a long life and so that they don't need to be dealt with and a lot builds up over time? Not exactly. Not exactly. It would certainly reduce the death penalties I'm getting if I did that, but then again, getting my numbers up because I need more bodies actually in the base, I'm having to actually get like, well, actually, I've got 13 people unemployed. The problem is a lot of my empty jobs are engineering jobs. So, what can you do about that one? Not a lot. Then again, I don't think the new lab is actually doing anything, is it? Yeah, you aren't actually active and doing something while you've not got a new sample, so let's just shut you down. Free the people up to go somewhere else. And oh no, sorry. These were not active, but Billy went and broke them anyway. Are you on? Okay, that was weird. That was a bit weird. Okay, now you're fully active. There we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. A very rare giant squid habitat. 30% potency for pioneers. The thing is, I still don't know what a pioneer works in. What a pioneer's job actually is. What I need it for. Anything like that. But it's the second time we've needed an advanced fauna trap. Oh, speak of. Trailblazer, successfully cloned your first pioneer. Okay, there we go. Excellent. We've got ourselves some more progress. I'm probably going to stop recording fairly soon because this is like this has been another slow burner kind of situation today. Honestly. Yep, as I thought, it's on a hill. Pop that up there. Well, it says it's on a hill. It's just enough that it forces everything up on stilts. Ah, we've got another... Oh my. Look at that. The other direction, we found a crowned jellyfish, rare, with minus 30% mutation chance. 5% chance of pioneers. I'm actually getting some samples. I'm considering... Well, something to bear in mind. We do have a general success chance bonus. We don't actually have any research specifically boosting pioneer generation levels. So that's going to be a little thing, isn't it? Is that all the things? Because this is the other thing I was aiming at. Like, yeah, very rare. That's all deposits in the deep glows checked. Now, we've got the new clone type. We got an oil field area, which we need to figure out. I think that's the last thing I'll do today. Here's all the oil stuff. Requires steel. Despite tapping all of my available iron ore deposits and 3 smelteries running, well, I'm constantly running out of steel. Actually, it's a little bit weird. Place more than one drill in an oil field to reveal the highest quality of ore oil can be harvested from. It says. Doesn't require anything. Yeah, so this is literally what I thought. Exploratory drilling. And it tapped out because I've got too much, so I can't commit any more reserves to building at the moment. Okay. Also, you are high priority, but I'm not using you. Oh, you're not connected, that's why you're not got air. Notice I've got 14 people unemployed, 664 spare power, on power, 172 oxygen. The numbers for this grid are continuing to climb to dizzying heights. Just to make sure that everything is working okay, 134 people, I am producing 90 food per day, so my food stocks are slowly actually dwindling. But that's because I did actually queue a new protein harvester to be built. Also, as I said, there are random like extractors and things dotted around that aren't working just because I don't have enough engineers. So yeah. The high engineer demand later on is much higher than scientist demand, in all honesty. So a second one I think is still the way I want to go to get in that. Set you to high. I think I'll try to get this grey whale. Yeah, it's got 20-day lifespan, but it's low on scientists and it's got a higher mutation risk on it. So I'll try and get that one to feed back into the new one to get one of the pioneer samples, I think. Also, I finally went to get this one over here. There was an unknown thing. It's a rough octopus, an uncommon. Don't get me wrong, that's not too bad, but it's like I'm probably not going to find a use for it. Actually, I probably will find a use for it. Because my high quality food production is down because I'm actually rebuilding the fauna traps over these two common deposits. Just because I need commons to kickstart to feeding into higher tier stuff. So, yeah. I actually need those as common deposits. Well, which was rather strange. I wasn't quite expecting to hit that problem, but it was actually a problem. It says it's infinite oil. Good. I was actually worried that that would be an issue, that it might actually do it. Gather rate zone high. Gather rate zone low. Okay, so this is a better area. I just need the steel. Yeah, there's no iron ore deposits over this way. Okay, truly the last bit here, because I've had my cloning off a little bit, so my spare population has dried up. It's time to get this all firing again. I have now unlocked and integrated what samples I feel like would be good from the deep glows. So let's get the 4 new sequences rolling, one of which is actually going to be doing something quite interesting and or potentially quite horrible. I don't know. We'll find out. So, first sequence. We have 3 samples available with Pioneer, which, by the way, I've seen working in some engineering jobs and some science jobs, so I feel like it might be able to do both of those. I'm not entirely sure, but actually, I'm not sure if I've seen science. I've never seen an engineer job, but jam those 3 samples in, combined, 0% chance of mutation, 28-day expected lifespan, a 65% success rate. So that's going to be a thing. And it expects to have 35 available. Should be good. But that's using all 3 of those samples we found out in the deep glows. We can integrate some more of those later. Moving on. Next sequence. This will be an engineering sequence. Actually, no, let's get it out of the way. Let's get the old one out of the way, the truly strange one. The strange one is not the pioneer sequence. The strange one is the scientist sequence. So, I was mucking around with it, going, I want to make use of samples, and then I was like jamming in way past the percentage chance success rate. And then something happened to the lifespan meter, so let's put this in. Nautilus, 18 days. Grey whales, 20 days. Pelagic stingrays, 12 days a pop, also reducing failure chance. We're already maxed out for success chance, but we can keep going. I was trying to see if I get a longer clone just because, well, might as well say that's probably an achievement for getting one longer than 30 days. I haven't done anything for 60 days. Maybe we'll hit something for 90 days. I don't know, but that was my thought anyway. So I kept adding. Interesting to note, by the way, is beyond a certain point, low risk cloning kicks in to full force, even if you add in the Dumbo octopi. Even their negative no longer affects it anymore. So beyond a certain point, the risk of mutations stays. So I pull the Atlantic Stingray out, and then I'll give it the sample X. I told you this was for the lulz, so it's like, you know, just try it. And then we can add something else in. Let's add one of the silver hatchetfish, and then that's interesting. When I did this before, it stayed at low risk, but now it's gone to high risk. But total lifespan, NA. So yeah, max out lifespan bar, it goes not applicable, which implies I might be able to create, if I can create a clone well enough, they won't die due to limited lifespan, I guess? I'm also kind of wondering, does the sequence matter in terms of mutation? So if we add in the mutating stuff first, this I have not tested, by the way, so I don't know. We're getting massive mutation risks, yep. And now we are to start adding in the stabilizers. We've hit NA lifespan without hitting this, so pull out the Atlantic there, which is a big risk of mutation. Lost it. Add in a stable sample. Add in another stable sample. There we go, sequence full. 2% chance of unstable, 1% chance of sickly, 2% chance of gluttonous, NA lifespan, success rate 100%, full sequence length. Begin. Expected infinite. So this implies I can clone to my heart's content, and then I actually need to shut this down when I've got enough samples for when I've got enough science personnel, I can actually shut that down. I am creating the clone army from Star Wars, aren't I? I think I am. Okay, gem identity, engineer types. We need an engineer type. Can I replicate my success with an infinite engineer type, lifespan wise? Also, if the lifespan of the engineer kicks in with unstable, probably still a matter of days, but sickly is probably one to avoid for a long-lived clone. Let's truly create life, shall we? Because the penalties for death are actually kind of bad. This is kind of getting high in mutation chance. Gluttonous is okay, I just need to match it with food production. I think NA. Pretty high chance of sickly though. I might have to try and rejig. Well, I'm not going to do that now because I'm at the end of my session recording this. But isn't that interesting that we can actually create infinite lifespan clones? Or at least that's what seems to be what's going on. If I get the right samples together, I can create the perfect clone. It doesn't, and it will live its life naturally, barring something else happening to it. 8% gluttonous, 80 days, expected 88 population from this cloning facility. That's okay. I will take you as an engineering sequence, please. Okay. So we got that. We got the Pioneer production, and the last one was going to be the gem list, which we actually have got some very high success chance stuff in here, or we should. 43%. Oh, didn't I pick up from? There it is. No, I didn't. I didn't wind up picking. Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, 43. Oh, I know why. I worked out why my cloning things were off earlier when I had to rejig my clones at the start of the session. I didn't realise I had actually lost production of my coelacanth, and that was why I didn't actually have as good a gemless clone going on one of my cloning lines, because I just flat out didn't have the samples to finish. I didn't realise I'd lost that very rare sample. But if we go purely for success rates, that is coelacanth, and just this guy should be enough. Yep, 100% chance of getting a clone, 34 days. Or I can try to push it again. Just mixing in more samples. That one didn't actually affect it. The Atoll jelly didn't affect the life expectancy, but it's not needed in there. What if I mix in some engineering? So there is this one's got high chance gemless, but it will kick out some engineers as well. And well, it will shorten the lifespans slightly there. I haven't taken that one out, put in another Atoll jellyfish, but that is to clear out that risky mutation. And there we go. So we've got this one kicking in for another 73 population. So this is like, our population is set to explode again. Not only from better cloning in general, but also because we've actually got our first sequence running for clones that should live a natural lifespan completely. So true human clones here, scientists no less. But that implies I can decide how many people I want to have, clone up to that number, and then just stop the cloning, and I'll be good. I just need to have enough samples with the right potency to sort things out. Because if there's no death of clones going anymore, then I can't rejig the ratio of people in my base, if you know what I mean. Because since there would be a natural death curve following my cloning efforts up until this point, if I got the balance wrong and I adjusted the mix, then the previous clone generations would die out. Like, that's what happened to all my basic clones. They all died out once I stopped producing them and had generally moved on to better clones. Billy? Is that you, Billy? Yeah, it's Billy. Notice the hang there. The game seems to get a bit unstable if it's been on for a while as well. Again, it's in the area that is in use by cloning lab. Yeah, so this is an active one. We have got more power, so I've been trying to address this, but my coverage is still being hamstrung by lack of materials. Yeah, it's not the steel in this case, but in this case the steel is needed for the power plants, which then would allow me to comfortably get UV all over the place. So I have to put up with damage being done. Yeah, hi Billy. Thank you. And then, yeah, 400 depleting because this stuff is active. So the attacks on the marine stabilizers is actually causing lasting damage. But yeah, anyway, yeah, end it there though, because we are done. So, just need to repair that, and we are set to go. This is Behind Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Yeah, we got some exploration going. We got a bit of lore. We didn't really see too much. The biggest thing I think is the there we go. Another achievement pops. Clone a pioneer with no mutations. And also an achievement pop for Undying, which is create a clone with a high lifespan. So yeah, there was another one as well. Hang on, let me just check real quick. Close. Achievements. What 3 pops there? Okay. Undying. Create a clone with 100% longevity. Perfect specimen. Clone a pioneer with no mutations and 100% longevity? What? I didn't have that list in my pioneer sequence, I don't think. Genetic mastery. Create a clone using all 8 genetic sample slots. And yeah, these are like sub 1% success rate on these achievements. And honestly, even ones like legendary catch and the things, they're in like only a couple of percent. So it just kind of shows how many people have come back to this game with its update. Unfortunately. But seriously, I actually have a pioneer, it said. You're the pioneering lab, aren't you? Yeah, pioneers have a 28-day lifespan. I don't know what it's talking about. Maybe it's because it popped at the same time, so I got confused. Let's see. 2 pioneers. No ailments. Lifespan 23, lifespan 31, yeah. My current 2 pioneers both have a limited lifespan. But I have... No, that's 0. That's not what I'm looking at. You know, better if I want to check on that, I want to check on by lifespan. Yeah. 0. Then a whole bunch of NAs in there. There's my first NA. Karen Kudrasova. No ailments as well, so she's come out of the 2 clean. Nice. That's something that's very important actually. If I've got ones that aren't being purged from the gene pool as well, it's like if they are born with some kind of defect, I need to be able to take care of that defect. Like, probably violent is the best one I can have, because violence I can send them into the brig and that'll actually correct the behaviour problem. But everything else is a lifelong thing, so if they've actually got a very long life, you don't want to have it. So, Also, it seems like we've got our first standard research lab online. And oh hey, Sarah Francesco, our other pioneer, is actually working here. Kind of wonder what buildings require pioneers specifically. There's probably going to be some, but I don't know yet. But yeah. Where was I in the outro? I'm not entirely sure. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps the channel, gives those gribblies. Gives me those virtual headbats I oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time. Yeah, I feel this game might have a memory leak issue. Then again, sometimes the hang is like when a building connects, or when I select a building on a big grid. So I think the Megabase grid might be pushing the game past its limits a little bit. So I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we'll just have to see how it keeps going as we continue to grow the base. I'll catch you all. Yeah, I've dealt with my outro twice now. I'll catch you all some other time. There we go. We are donezo. Next time, oil. We found a high rate zone, but we're waiting on steel. So yeah, I said steel. For some reason, the volcanic area had no iron ore to pick up. No steel to scrap either. Probably all melted. Let's be honest about that. Oh yeah. See you all later.